Yes, we are live here on Starship 22. Here we were a couple of weeks ago, actually, flying to Liverpool, landing our Starship on our Sea Monster at the front of Liverpool Cathedral there, in front of the Lipper Primary School. We did talks, we did a whole load of events. We had parents, we had teachers, we had funny guys, actually. Oh, here's some funny guy. That's Benji, who's helping me out there. We had Mike from the Cuban Brothers. Now, he was an epic dad. He was a real laugh. We had children from the Lipper Primary School performing outside the front there, and had a really fantastic week in the city. Save Our Subjects, launching that campaign to save our creative subjects. We had the best time of it, absolutely had the best time of it. We were saving our subjects, and so a little bit of SOS, sending out an SOS seemed rather appropriate. Where are we going now? Well, I'll tell you where we're going now. We are going live and direct, very, very hopefully, to London, where Dr. Anne-Marie Imafidon is waiting to take the stage, live and direct, for British Science Week. We're kicking it off with a fairly grown-up talk by the look of it. How can we help young people connect with science? How can we help young people connect with science? Well, we are not in Liverpool. Where are we? Well, let's see if we've got another little video that gives you a bit of an idea of where we are now. Can we cut to that film, please? Can we cut to that film, please? What have we got to do to cut to that film? We've got to cut to that, and here we are. The stage is set. This was last week down in the South Bank in London. South Bank in London. We flew down there in Starship because we were worried about a creativity crisis, a tech skills crisis. This is the campaigning side of what we do. We flew down there to the South Bank because Creative UK, we are Creative UK, the Creative Industry Federation, had a fantastic event there. The Culture Minister and the who else did they have there? The Culture Minister, I think the Science and Innovation and Technology Minister may have been there as well. But we are here. Yes, we can cut that. We are live and direct as we speak on a cardboard oil rig. Can we zoom in a bit on that, please? Yeah, we can zoom in a little bit. My goodness me, we are live, and if you might be able to see me waving. Can we get any closer? We can get a little bit closer. So we are actually, you can see me, I'm actually on that little stage there on our Sea Monster. We're waiting for Dr. Anne-Marie Imafidon to come on, Dr. Imafidon to come on. This is live. That is the YouTube live feed from the British Science Association. There's an event. They're a few minutes late kicking it off. There's 11 people waiting. Let's just tell everybody we're... Somebody says something happening. Let's just tell everybody where we are, shall we? I'll tell you what I'm just going to do. If you want to put any messages on, let me cut back to that. Cut back across there, can we? Yeah, here we go. If you want to pop any messages into YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, they'll come up on the screen. So you can, but I'd like to remind everybody that this is, okay, it's an adult show, but it is a family show. So we don't have any disrespectful comments, messages. We're going to keep this, clean tonight, please, and respectful. Let's just update this a little bit. I'm just editing this. So that makes a little bit of sense, and then we'll get a little message. So basically anything you type can be displayed along the bottom of the screen like this. So we can flash up messages like that. If you were to type in a message, so for example, if I say, let's have your messages or evening all. So if I type the text evening all and spell check it before I hit enter and hit that there, that is going out. So that is now live out there. Okay. So let's see if we can go and get, some audience, shall we? Let's go and tell everybody over there on YouTube that we are live. So let's pop a message onto their live stream. We are live. So while you wait, I can't talk and think actually. We are live on a cardboard oil rig, RC Monster. Click here. And let's see if we can get some people to come over here. So let's see if anybody wants to come across. So let's see if anybody comes across. So yes, so we are live and direct. I'm going to get this little show on the road. I'll tell you what we're up to because we're kicking off a 10-day UK tour. We are kicking off a 10-day UK tour. Are we ready to go live? No, we're still not ready for that live feed from Dr. Imafidon there. So we're just going to, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We'll leave that there for now. What I'm going to do is, can we just cut across? We've got a better shot. Have we got a slightly wider shot? Here we are. Yes. So actually here I am on the stage of that cardboard oil rig. Now, I don't know if you know the story behind Sea Monster, but actually Dr. Anne-Marie was part of this project, actually. The government's National Festival of Creativity, the Unboxed Festival of Creativity. It's an absolutely fantastic project. I don't care who said it wasn't, because when I think we're going live. We're going live to those guys over there. It looks like they are actually live now. I don't know if everybody's joined us. We've got a few people. We can cut live to that, actually. Let's cut live to that, so we can put that in there. Not that one there. Yeah, here we are. I'm not going to spend it off. I think we'll cut back to that in a moment, because I just want to explain. We've got our sea monster here, which is basically we're on the sea monster here, which is basically a model, if you like. We saved Sea Monster. The Sea Monster was part of a £120 million National Festival of Creativity that the government invested in creativity and innovation to showcase to the world. And we went down to see it. It's absolutely fantastic. Sea Monster, they say 10 million. We've heard 16, 15, 16, whatever. It was a massive project, fantastic project. And it was very disappointing because it was only up for 8 weeks. And we took a group down there from South Wales, Newport. And a granddad who came with us asked us to try and save Sea Monster. That's exactly what we did. So we saved Sea Monster, as you can see. And we're going to be taking Sea Monster to schools all across the UK on this tour. So we are going on a 2-week tour of the UK, kicking off tonight. We're jumping in Starship tonight, and we're going to be heading off to where are we going first? We're off to Birmingham for a school day. Oh, I think have we lost that feed there? What's going on? Looks like we have actually lost that feed, but not to worry. Let me just tell you what we're going to be doing. So fantastic that this year, my name's Nick Causton. I'm from Steamco, and I suppose you could say I'm probably just a dad, really. I believe in creativity, art. I love art so much I got the t-shirt, because art is what we call it when what we do connects us to somebody else. Because at Steamco, we're passionate about helping our kids find their art. Art is the combination of creativity, of tools and people, the art of painting, photography, cooking, coding, dancing, design, DJing, fashion, football, robots or rockets. We've got to help our kids find their passion. Not everybody wants to be a scientist, not everybody wants to be an engineer, not everybody wants to be a dustman, whatever. We've got to help our kids find that passion and help them follow that dream. So this week, we're going to be focusing and supporting and working with school communities in 6 places across the UK. I've got to say, actually, I love art so much. I designed and printed a t-shirt, and children are going to be doing that, because we're on a mission to get 1 million kids, inspiring 1 million kids to aim not just high, but higher than my ropey old disco dad height is, to help them aim high in life with their passion, with their art. So we are going to be running the world's, or the greatest science lesson on earth. The greatest science lesson on earth, very Barnum and Bailey, isn't it? So let me tell you what that's all about. It's a collaboration between a number of organisations, ourselves, British Science Association, who're supporting us as best they can with this project this week, LGFL, the Charitable Education Trust, who focus on technology, internet connectivity, safety, and applications, tools and content for schools. And they've been an absolute rock to us these last few years, especially through lockdown. And the Edge Foundation, who are sponsoring us this year as well, which is absolutely great. And the Edge Foundation are also behind the Save Our Subjects campaign. So what are we going to be doing? Well, we're going to be doing the greatest science lesson on earth, in the greatest classroom on earth, on our Sea Monster. Yes, indeed, on our Sea Monster, on a cardboard oil rig that we have built from creativity, from cardboard and code, down here at the South Bank. Now, if you're wondering why on earth we are on an oil rig and what that's got to do with absolutely anything, well, let me just cut to this little film. Can we cut to that little film there and tell everybody what the story is behind Sea Monster, please?
It started as an idea to tell stories about the weather, reuse.
I distinctly remember the question, do you think we can get hold of a rig?
It's big, it's brave, it's optimistic.
No one's geared towards doing this, despite what everyone talks about in terms of reuse. We'd be the first people in the world to have done this. It was like a red rag to a bull, basically.
You like it? I do. I don't think they should cut it up. They should put it somewhere else and let somebody else have move around the country.
Organisers of the Sea Monster say 500,000 people visited the attraction on Weston-super-Mare's seafront. After delays getting it ready, the repurposed North Sea gas rig was open to the public for 2 months before closing its doors on Sunday. Parts have already been removed, although a petition to keep it in place for longer has this afternoon been taken to Parliament.
I think it's disgusting they're getting rid of it. It's an attraction. There's thousands of people come to see it. It's bringing people into Weston. What's the matter? What are they thinking?
Having seen this on BBC television earlier in the year, I live on the East Coast. I've come all the way here to see this fantastic sea monster. What a great piece of artwork.
To look at the queues of people that are trying to get in.
Why take it? Why disassemble it tomorrow? Why break it up? Why not keep it here for the rest of the year until something else is arranged to go there? There's a lot of money that's cost to have that. It's brilliant.
This is our petition for Michelle Donnellan, the Culture Minister here at the Department of Digital Culture, Media and Sport in London, to save Sea Monster, a stay of execution for this fantastic art project that could be a beacon for the creativity revolution that our children, our communities and our country so desperately need. I'm going to hand it in now.
That is Nick Corsten. He's full of beans, isn't he? He loves Sea Monster, and there's nothing wrong with that.
What's the point of being human and being on this planet at a tough time like this if we haven't got art and culture? And as I say, Sea Monster could be that beacon for a creativity revolution we so desperately need in this country.
Absolutely. And that is what we are talking about here on a cardboard model of Sea Monster, way up in the clouds here outside the South Bank Centre. And we did indeed save Sea Monster, which we are absolutely delighted about, as I'm sure you can see. And that's why we are here for British Science Week on our Sea Monster. So what are we going to be doing? What's the Steamcoast story? Well, we're going to be doing a number of things. We are building sea monsters, our sea monsters, from cardboard, code and creativity in schools across the country. The first school we're going to be visiting on day one tomorrow, weather permitting. They've already built it by the look of it. This is a live satellite link. Day one is going to be in Birmingham at Hargate Primary School in Sandwell in West Bromwich on the west side of Birmingham. Going to be rocking up there on Starship 22, and we're going to have a day of creative activities with the children. We're going to do an all-school assembly. We're going to do cardboard modelling. We're going to build Sea Monster. We're going to make plants, solar panels. We're going to do some science experiments, and we are going to do some coding. And then we're going to launch that Starship, a dynamite Starship rocket is going to take off at the end of the day and take us to the next school. The next school is going to be day 2. That's going to be, we've got a good old landing pad there. That's in Wolverhampton, just down the way. That's Dovecotes Primary. We're going to be there on day 4, Monday, isn't it? Of course. So day 1's Friday. Day 1 is Friday, day 2 is Saturday, day 3 is Sunday. We were looking for some community pop-ups those days. We're just going to literally rock up and pop up. That's what we do. We've got Starship. We'll go wherever. I'm going with Benji. Hopefully Benji's all due to be coming with me. And so day 4 is Wolverhampton with Dovecotes Primary School. Day 5 is obviously the next day, and that's Casnewydd, which is Welsh for Newport in South Wales. If I just put Newport, you might have thought Shropshire, and that's in Maesglas Primary School. Now, we had a fantastic chat with the head teacher and the team down there, so we are so excited about going there. Wales has a brand new curriculum, which Professor Mick Waters has told us it is one of the best, if not the best in the world. It's grounded in creativity, it's grounded in community, and it's grounded in 21st century skills, whatever you want to call them. But it's really, really fantastic, the education system they've got down there in Wales. So we can't wait to see the update on that. Wednesday, day 6, we're going to be in Shropshire. We're waiting to confirm that, but I've got to be in Ludlow for a very special day on Wednesday. So we're going to be there in the school Wednesday morning. And then we are off on Thursday for day 7 to Newbury. We're going to be seeing Miss Cooper there at John Rankin Schools. Now, you may be aware that Thursday is a proposed National Day of Teacher Strikes, which is not a good day to go into a school. Well, it could be the best day because we're going to be able to go in. There'll be no behaviour issues, even if I've got my Obey and the Posse hat on. Miss Cooper has said, well, why don't we live stream out to the children if they're at home? And we don't know yet. The head teacher doesn't know until Thursday night. It's the whole point of industrial action. You don't tell people whether you're going in or not. You're trying to disrupt things. You're trying to make people stop and think about the role you do and whether they value it and whether they value you. And that's really important. So we support our teachers, we support our leaders, our brave school leaders. But at the same time, number one in a child-centered system has to be the children. So we will be live streaming events and activities and science workshops to children during the day with Miss Cooper and other people, and we're going to try and get some special guests. So we're going to see if we can do a whole day. We're certainly going to do 3 one-hour sessions if I can talk for that long, and I'm sure you can believe that I can. So that's Thursday. And then Friday, oh my goodness, Friday is going to be really quite exciting because we're going to this very, very special school. This is a school known by many people as the greatest school on earth, Barnum and Bailey style, but not because they think they're better than anybody else, but because they are focused on making sure the children in their school are inspired to learn. And that's why Prince of Wales School down there in Dorchester is such a special school. Special because of a number of things, not least this chap here. Prince of Wales School in Dorchester is led by Mr. Gary Spracklen, who is a fantastic man. And we are here now doing this because of him, because he contacted me during the weekend and said, hey, Nick, do you want to come down to the school on Friday, help us out with Science Week? What shall we do? And we had a brainstorm and we have got some great ideas. So basically the whole week is going to be building up to a fantastic day with Prince of Wales School there next Friday, which, as I say, is day 8 of our tour. And then day 9 and day 10 will be community pop-ups. Every night of the week, we're going to be doing a live stream at 7 o'clock, a 1-hour live stream to the community of the school that we were in that day, with performances by their children here on our Sea Monster, way up in the sky in their own school. And those children will be performing and talking about science and Sea Monster and their aspirations and their hopes and dreams and how they hope to connect and to collaborate and to use their knowledge, their art, their science to make this world of ours a much, much better place. So we're going to be with Gary on Friday and we're going to be live streaming Friday night. And we want the whole world in that because hopefully we'll pick up a few passengers on Thursday. I had a fantastic time down there at Prince of Wales School a few years ago, actually, when I went in just after lockdown, where we had to live stream across the school into bubbles. And we set a green screen studio up in the school and live streamed as if we were on a Mars base camp. And then the children performed as if they were actually on top of Mars. We had the best, absolutely the best time. So that is what we're talking about here. We're talking about the greatest science lesson on earth. We are STEAMco. We're passionate about creativity. We're passionate about art. Because art is what we call it when what we do might connect us to somebody else. That's why I wear the t-shirt. I love art. And children are going to be designing logos. They're going to be having photos taken. They're going to be printing t-shirts. We are launching a creativity revolution. So watch the hashtags. Hashtag #OurCreativity23 is the theme for the whole year. We're doing festival, pop-ups, events. Hashtag Science Week 23 is our version of the hashtag. But don't forget hashtag BSW23 for the official follow and to follow those feeds. This is our creativity. This is Science Week. I'm Nick Horston. I'm just a dad. I do what I can. And in this particular case, it is on a cardboard model of Sea Monster. And I'm going to flash very quickly now to a very, very, very special person, a granddad that I met down there in Newport when we went on our tour. And that granddad had a very, very special message for us all. And I'm going to see if I can play that out for you now.
Right.
So what did you think of that today, Mind?
Absolutely brilliant. Wonderful day out. And Nick done a wonderful job. And I hope he keeps a good work up. And I'd like to see more people getting involved with it.
And what did you think of Sea Monster, what we saw up there, that oil rig and everything?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Pity they weren't leaving it there a bit longer, you know, but it was very interesting.
So what you used to do for a living years ago?
I worked on the steam trains for 8 years.
It's a shame when they cut all those engines up in
Barry.
Barry.
In Newport, they cut over 300, not over. They burnt them all up. All the ones are by Barry and all. They cut all them up.
It's almost ironic because they're just about to cut up the Sea Monster as well. How do you feel about the Sea Monster being cut up like those?
No, I don't think they should cut it up.
No. Anyway,
but I would have liked them to keep that there longer.
Yeah.
For the money it cost.
So today we're going to Weston-super-Mare to launch the Save the Sea Monster campaign. One question for everybody on this bus, everybody from the Salvation Army of Newport. Are you with me today, people? Yes! I can't hear you. Are you with me? Yes!